Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll show you my new mega base in Wuling 1.3. With the release of the new map Sword Vault Dale and the regional development level 17, we're gonna have a more ore yield, and also the new level 4 for the Jingyu outpost makes you need to craft more items to sell. I'll split the video for new viewers and who followed my previous guide, so there are fewer steps to do. Anyways, the requirements is the same for everyone. Reach regional development level 17, so upgrade the rabbits, and reach Jingyu outpost level 4. It should give enough points. So that remember to connect the mining rigs to the new area. If you done everything correctly, you should have this amount of ore yields. For players who followed my previous Wuling 1.2.2 guide, you can skip to this timestamp. While for new viewers, just keep follow the video. If you're new to Wuling, then just use my 1.0 base guide to catch up. Then swap to 1.1 to get new materials, and once you have enough outpost levels and materials, you can even directly skip 1.2 guide and directly use this one. So let's take a look into the upgrades you need in different AIC. For the Core-AIC, get Area Expansion 2 and at least the 4th upgrade on bottom side to get a 20 deboss bus section limit. Jingyu Sub-AIC get Area Expansion 2 and unlock Wuling Depot Bus. Marker Stone Sub-AIC get Area Expansion 2 and add the Depot Bus section, so only 2 sub-upgrades. And now let's import the blueprints. Click on Blueprints, then go to Share the Blueprints, and import the blueprints on bottom side. Then import the blueprints codes you can find in the description or pinned comment. You can also check the Google document link to copy-paste them easier, especially for mobile users. If you're manually typing the code, pay attention to O and 0, and make sure there are no spaces at the beginning or at the end, as it will give an error. Make sure to don't have anything on the ground, as it will restrict the blueprint deployment. If you deploy the hologram, you need to build it first, else the connected parts cannot be deployed. So just click on the hologram and submit the facilities. All blueprints works 100%, so if you get any error, is a problem on your end, so double check that you've done it properly. You will need to have enough materials in the depot to kickstart, so some SSC batteries, 500 sandleaf and 500 of Yagen. Also make sure to have enough Cuprium parts to make new facilities. If you don't have any, just use the temporary Cuprium blueprint. Connect the fluid pump to this pipe and this one, and just wait a bit to make around 1000 and then we can start. First of all, let's delete everything from all 3 bases. And at Marker Stone Sub-AIC, deploy 3 temporary thermal banks. Then place some batteries in it as temporary energy source. Let's start from the Core-AIC area. Place the map having the river on your left side. Move the core to the top right side in the corner. And deploy down Wuling 1, matching the top left corner. Then deploy Wuling 2, connecting the depot bus like this. Followed with the Wuling 3. In the middle, matching the depot bus 2. Now deploy Wuling 4 on bottom side, like this. Add Wuling 5 next to it, right here. Now put Wuling 6 on top right side. And move the core to the middle to take all transport belts. Follow with Wuling 7, right below the core, to also take all the belts in. Set the core top right and bottom right output as Cuprium ore. And in the end, deploy Wuling 8 to match the core like this. Now we need to link the conduits inside the base. On top left side, connect this double inlet into this double outlet. You can move them into an open space Connect them. And put back. Make sure to put back in its original place. Or you can just work to connect them manually to be safe. Anyways, same for these two conduit inlets. They need to be linked to these two outlets on bottom right side. Connect them and put back. Make sure they are connected properly. At this point we need to connect the water pumps. In total you will need 9 fluid pumps and 1 fluid supply unit. On top left side, 3 fluid pumps. 2 of them into these 2 pipes. And 1 fluid pump into this pipe below the gearing unit. On bottom side, connect 4 fluid pumps into these 4 pipes. Check that each fluid pump is into a single pipe, and connect this single pipe from the base to a fluid supply unit. Make sure this pipe is coming out from the base into this unit here. Now, middle right side, connect 1 fluid pump into this pipe here. You can find a small water source in this corner. So, just go and do it. Remember to power it up. One thing to mention is here in the middle side and the Cuprium area, these unpowered power protocol stashes are needed to split equally the items into different machines, so do not remove them and do not power them on. They are not powered by default, so no need to touch them. But for safety, just turn them off manually and put on storage mode. So in case one day for some weird reason you put a pylon, it will not cause any problem. Here is just this one. Now let's go to Jingyu Volley Sub-AIC. Place the map having the lake above you, and place the core in the bottom right side in the corner. And deploy 1.3 Jingyu Volley bottom, matching the bottom line. Now place 1 stack of sandleaf in each of these 10 seed machines. After that, let's deploy 1.3 Jingyu Volley top. Here above. Place 1 stack of Yachan in each of these 11 seed machines. And now you have to connect in total 6 fluid pumps, 4 into the center and 2 on right side. You can place 6 fluid pumps easily here in the lake. There is one place below the tree to place one. Power it up as well. Now rotate the core to take the ferrium powder into the depot. Once you've done everything, double check all machines are producing crops, and everything is working fine. In the end, let's head to Marker Stone Sub-AIC. Face the acid lake on your right side, and move the core to top left corner. And deploy the blueprint 1.3 Marker Stone bottom, here on bottom side. After that, just place 1.3 Marker Stone top. Above it, like this. In case you cannot deploy the blueprint because of the error reaching pipe logistics limit, is because you used too many pipe splitters or whatever in your energy alluvium farm. Just remove them and use the new cage, as it's more efficient. You will need to connect 7 clean water pumps and 4 acid pumps. On bottom side, just use this trick of camera rotation to see more. This way is easier to deploy fluid pumps. Just make sure to have one water pump into each of these 7 splitters. Then connect 4 acid pumps into these 4 splitters in the middle. And make sure this pipe here is coming out from the base, going to a fluid supply unit into the acid lake. Move the core into this place, taking items from bottom side. And set the top left output as a SC Wuling battery, and the top right output as a heavy Xiranite. Just delete the temporary thermal banks now. If you connected everything properly, the base will start to work. This part is only for players who used my 1.2 base guide. For players who set up the base already, skip to this timestamp. So remember to connect the new mining rigs and reach regional development level 17. And at Marker Stone Sub-AIC, face the map having the acid lake on your right side. Delete everything and deploy 3 temporary thermal banks. And just power them. Let's go to the Core-AIC now. If you're afraid of making any mistake when replacing parts, you can just go to this timestamp and follow the full procedure to redeploy the entire Core-AIC. This way, you're 100% sure to not make any mistake. And when you're done, just come back at this timestamp of the video. On top left, let's select from this first block here, this one, until here, this one. Now just delete it. Just leave the belt we left here and deploy 1.3 upgrade 1. To replace what we've deleted, you will see that it fits perfectly. Reconnect this double conduit inlet to this outlet. And turn off this protocol stash and set on storage mode. Go downside here close to the depot bus and delete this section here. And deploy down 1.3 upgrade 2. Now let's move to the bottom right corner and delete these two long belts. And then deploy 1.3 upgrade 3 to match this reactor crucible. Now change the core top right and the bottom right output as Cuprium ore. And deploy Wuling 8 on the right side of the core. Then drag one water pipe into this splitter here. You can deploy a fluid pump in this small lake on right side. That's all for the Core-AIC, so let's go back to Markerstone Sub-AIC. Face the map having the acid lake on your right side. Delete those pipes and move the core to the top left corner. And deploy down 1.3 Markerstone bottom. Here on bottom side. After that, just deploy 1.3 Markerstone top above it. Like this. In case you cannot deploy the blueprint because of the error reaching pipe logistics limit, is because you used too many pipe splitters or whatever in your energy alluvium farm. Just remove them and use the new cage, as it's more efficient. You will need to connect 7 clean water pumps and 4 acid pumps. On bottom side you can use this trick of the camera rotation to see more. This way is easier to deploy fluid pumps. Just make sure to have one water pump into each of these 7 pipes. Then connect the 4 acid pumps into these 4 splitters in the middle. And make sure this pipe is coming out from the base. Go into a fluid supply unit into the acid lake. Move the core into this place to take items from bottom side. And set the top left output as a SC Wuling battery. And top right corner output as a heavy Xiranite. Just delete the temporary thermal banks now. If you connected everything properly, the base will start to work. Now the METASTORAGE Transfer. Set it as the dense originum powder. Since I already know someone will ask about it, let me explain it. The METASTORAGE Transfer generates out of nowhere the material, and it doesn't consume anything from your Volley 4 depot. Just to make sure it is set on METASTORAGE instead of stockpile transfer. So you can just go to the regional transfer, doesn't matter which one you have, now click on edit. Then stop transfer. Confirm, and now click on edit again. Here remember to swap into METASTORAGE. Now click on Wuling and select dense originum powder. And start the transfer. Wait around an hour for everything to stabilize, especially if you don't have any dense originum powder in your depot. You're gonna wait the first batch from the METASTORAGE, and then the graph info will be correct. After 1 or 2 hours, you will see the graph like this. Or you can manually transport around 2000 of dense originum powder to skip this waiting time. About the power usage, the base will use 4.5 batteries per minute, so 3 thermal banks working on. You don't really have to min-max about it, as the base will produce way more than enough materials in comparison to the one required from the outposts. So even if you min-max, it will result in batteries filling the depot, so why do that if you can't sell them anyways, right? And that pop-up of insufficient power is very annoying, so just don't bother doing it. On this account, the power usage is about 9000, because my friend powers all turrets using pylons. If you do like on my main account using batteries, you can save a lot of power usage. And because batteries last very long in turrets, you should give it a try. The base by default will also make all 3 type of gears, at the speed of 0.5 per minute each, so 720 for all type per day. There's no need to turn them off, as the base still produces more than enough builds for the outpost, so you can slowly fill up your depot with gear components for future. And because with the new addition of 20 catalysts in the shop, to buy all 120 every week, you will need to craft 6000 gear components. So by doing this, you can buy them all always, since you produce 5000 of each gear components per week. But since Xiranite gears are the cheapest to make, because they only cost 8000 of stock builds, players normally always use those to artifice. So to make you spend less builds, here at the Core-AIC, you can use a splitter to redirect half of the Xiranite into the bottom side. This will halve the production speed of the Cuprium components, but you will make more Xiranite gears components. So it will become 0.75 Xiranite components per minute and 0.25 Cuprium components per minute, resulting in 7560 Xiranite components per week. So you can use all 120 catalysts to artifice using only Xiranite gears to save some builds. Well, this is just a small detail and the modification is totally up to you. I just told you the method. For sure you know how to split a belt into another machine, right? I hope so. Anyways, this is the factory productions. By default, just like I said earlier, it will be making all 3 type of gear components, but it's not a problem, since you just need 63,900 stock builds per hour. And even with all 3 gears on, you will make 68,000 stock builds worth of items. But in case you want to turn some gear machines off, just use the switch I deployed close to each gearing unit. You'll see later when I say the base functionalities. In the Core-AIC area, on left side you will find 2 switches, for Xiranite and Cuprium components. If you want to turn them off, just activate the item port, while the Hetonite components switch is at Marker Stone Sub-AIC, right below the core. Here you can turn it on to stop the production. Other functionalities are Core-AIC area, top left side. In case you need some Cuprium parts to make facilities, you can set a number from this item port. And here in the middle, in case you need some Xiranite, you can also do that, setting a number of how much you need. It's recommended to set a number so it will automatically clog, so if you forget, nothing happens. In the end is at Marker Stone Sub-AIC. On top right side, the base will use by default 1000 of a heavy Xiranite to make a liquid heavy Xiranite and store them into these 2 fluid tanks. So when you need them for exploration, to clear some blight, you can just come here and drag the bottles. I only set 1000 because that should last for very long. If you want more, just reset the switch and replace the fluid tanks. About Unused Ferrium, just don't bother using them. Since the base has multiple production mode, without the gear crafting it will consume 102.5 Ferrium per minute, so 17.5 are unused. You could use them to craft some low tier syringe, but that's very not necessary, as even without that the base produces way more than it consumes, so just chill and leave it there. Important note is that you cannot let the Hetonite parts and the Agent Syringe A to reach the depot limit, as they are the main source of sewage, so always sell them first, or delete some in case you cannot sell them. You can let battery and heavy Xiranite to reach the depot limit, as they don't affect at all the base, but always pay attention on Hetonite parts and Agent Syringe A. The base is designed to handle every possible clogging situation. Everything has its own use, so do not question or modify unless you know what you're doing. Main reasons for which the base may not working or producing less materials than it should are: check that the ore yield is the same as mine. Make sure all mining rigs are powered and working. Wrong pipe connections. To double check all pipes are connected properly and they are transporting liquids. Same goes for conduits as well, so check them too. The metastorage not set properly, so check if it's on metastorage or on stockpile transfer. Make sure it's on metastorage. Well, that's it. Sorry for making the video so long, but I wanted to explain everything, especially for new viewers who is watching my guide for the first time. Thanks for watching, hope this video helped you, and see you in the next one. Bye!